Hey guys, Sean here with the next video. Not going to be recapping the last war. We did lose and end our streak. We were outmatched at Town Hall 12, which we've kind of noticed a little bit where we're taking more Town Hall 11s and just coming from behind. But anyway, going to be doing a video on trap placement on your bases. Bases can be really good, and then excellent trap placement or strategic trap placement can really turn a base from um, just kind of okay to really, really good. This was a base that I ran in war for a very long time, so I am burning it. I'm not running it anymore. It's not as strong as I'd like it to be against some new strategies. But it was very strong against Bowwitch, this chasm here on if you come from the opposite side of the town hall. Bowlers tend to really spread out there. It's not very good for hogs. You'd have to come in from the town hall side to get to the queen, and then your pathing isn't very good. And these chasms in the center really make it tough to funnel e-drags and things like that. And I think I've only seen it hit with Lalo about one time. So anyway, and the eagle is also very hard to get to. You could maybe try and wall break in there, I guess, with the queen walk or something. But anyway, so talking about trap placement here. So let's talk about the tornado trap first. This guy right here. So you want to usually put this next to a multi-inferno, maybe a place where a kill squad would come, or maybe your hogs would path. So a lot of times you might see it if you saw a kill squad come in, you might put it right there in front of the inferno to try and get it. You could do it on the opposite side, or you could put it maybe even a little bit off center if you wanted to. If you had a compartment right next to the inferno that you thought they might enter, you could put it there. I found the best spot for it was actually here. People did end up sending kill squads in from the town hall, a compartment that would get caught up in that tornado trap, and then you'd have all these 1, 2, 3 expos here, double cannon doing a lot of damage, as well as the eagle. And then if a Bowwitch attack ever came through, it'd really just tie everything up there on that last multi-inferno, and the gap between this wall right here and this wall right here is greater than 7 tiles, so you can't do a jump spell or anything. So then black air mines. So those goals are to, one, you can try and mess up a funnel by taking down a baby dragon or an E-drag. You want to protect against a Sui blimp, or get dragons, maybe even affect a queen walk. More often than not, you used to see them placed right next to air defenses because they would pop the lava hounds, which is what you need. You need to get those lava hounds down as quick as possible. That strategy has changed a little bit, especially with some of these other strategies. You do want to protect yourself from a Sui blimp. So I'd probably put a black mine right about here to prevent a Sui blimp into that inferno compartment. Probably not going to put one here on this side next to this elixir storage because the blimp's going to make it in anyway, but I would put one right about here because you could angle it in from this side as well. And then, queen walks would probably start over in this area. People would try to funnel with a baby dragon, so I'd probably put one right here. It also protects you. Maybe someone would try like a Sui blimp onto the eagle or some sort of strategy like that. You probably would put another one. You could put another one over here if you thought there was going to be a nice queen walk as well. And then we'll put the other one over here because that might be a good area for a queen walk as well. So essentially you're trying to do queen walks, try to get baby dragons, E-drags, Sui blimp, maybe a place where the slammer would come in. That's really what you want to get for that. Okay, giant bombs. You're trying to protect Bowwitch attacks, hogs, miners, things like that. So you try to figure out some of the best value for that. So sometimes you want to put bombs on the outside. So I did create this nice little hole right here. And so 2 bombs right here. To take down hogs at Town Hall 11, you do need 2 bombs and 2 small bombs. And so that's going to do a lot of damage there because no matter what, you know that hogs are going to path there, miners are going to path in between all these storages, Bowwitch is going to do there, so you're going to get a lot of value from that as well. And keep in mind that the small bombs used to be used for wall break fails, and if you are using it for that, they do have to be 1 tile away from the wall. They have to be like that. If they're right up against the wall, they won't cause a wall break fail. So you definitely can still use those if you think that a player might do a wall break in some sort of area. I'm not too worried about it, except over here on this edge. So I might put one or two right there. But this Multi-Inferno and this Multi-Inferno is going to eat up those wall breakers. So the attacker would have to burn a freeze or something like that. So I'm also going to put one here inside this Inferno compartment. That's usually a pretty good investment. Another area that a kill squad might go is inside the center of the base. So I'll put a giant bomb right here. And I will also put one right here. These are just likely places that you'll see hogs, miners, bowlers. And then this is really to help defend the bow witch. All right, let's talk about spring traps. So a few things about spring traps that I want to talk about is they need to be placed between defenses. That's where hogs are going to path, and you know that miners are going to come up there as well. So in best practice, in my experience, I've done a few tests on it. I'm not going to show you a replay here. The best place to put it between defenses is against the wall. When the hogs move from like this archer tower to this cannon, they like to hug the wall. So you're more likely to get 2 or 3 hogs if your spring trap is against the wall versus in the center of the base. The absolute best way to get a spring trap on your hog is actually create an angle with your defenses. So let me just move some defenses to show you what I mean. So if you have a one tile overlap, like this is the very best way. I'll zoom in on that. See, there's one tile overlap. That's the very best way to get hogs with a spring trap. So if you set up your base like that, like in an Inferno compartment, that's the very best way. That's the surefire way to get the most value. So when you think about it, you might, if you have a hog base, again, this base isn't easily hogged, you think about the place that the kill squad wouldn't come from, so maybe where the hogs would path. So I would think maybe this compartment would be ideal for that. I would maybe think that this compartment's ideal to that. If you have a base on the outside, or excuse me, a defense on the outside, like maybe this mortar right here, you could think about putting a spring trap right there to possibly get a witch moving around the outside, as well as get some hogs if you wanted to. But for the most part, between defenses is going to be one of your best pets. Sometimes the spring traps in the Inferno compartments are a good investment, but that's the best thought on those. Okay, now skelly traps. So you have 3 of them. I usually probably do 2 on air and 1 on 2 on ground and 1 on air. Some people go 3 on ground. They do tend to seem to get more value, especially with the hog and miners attacks, than defending maybe like a Lalo or something with the air skellies. But it's up to you. So usually you like to see maybe the ground ones in the Inferno compartments. Was at the ground, and then the air maybe in a center where you think that the loons would path. Of course, you don't have to put the ground ones in the Inferno compartments. You could put them somewhere else that you think the hogs would path or miners would path to really slow them down. But especially at Town Hall 12, you're seeing like the double ground skelly trap next to the Town Hall. That really slows the miners up when the Town Hall is doing a tremendous amount of damage. Okay, now you have red bombs. Those are to soak up loons. They don't really do a whole lot of damage to dragons or E-Drag, so they're not going to take them down. So you want to think about maybe a place that loons would path and not have these red bombs soaked up by the lava hounds or something like that. So you think about maybe how loons would path. Wizard towers are a great place to put this because they're already getting a lot of splash damage, so that can really take down a lot of loons. Something in the center next to the sweeper or maybe the eagle would be a good place for. One thing that I've done is also do a tornado trap, and then you could do the tornado trap in the Inferno compartment, and then do a double red bomb right there, and that can really defend the loon, the Sui blimp, quite well. Get 2 extra bombs here. We can just throw these into an Inferno compartment. All right, Teslas. So one thing that you can do if your base is right, Town Hall 12s are very big, but if you're at Town Hall 11 or 10, Troll Teslas still happen, so you could always do a Troll Tesla if you think it's good. The other use of Teslas is you can use them to break funnels. You can have that be a surprise defense that the attacker really wouldn't be aware of. You could put it right there. You can put them in the center of the base and try and just put out some really severe damage. Or you could do a farm type of action. They call it a Tesla farm, where you group them all together. So let's remove them all here. And this can cause a lot of damage. And for hogs, if you put them on the outside here and you space them out, and you put like a couple giant bombs between them, then you put another one. You had some spring traps here, and your hogs were to path on that. So that is another good way to defense it. There's a lot of ways to do it. But that's the basics on trap placement on your base, guys. That's it for this video. Hope it helps, and good luck out there.